Want to work on your arms and have a little bit of time? Then follow me. Let's do some yoga for that. Dr. Marcia here, your friendly neighborhood physical therapist, certified yoga teacher, and author of Movement for Everybody. So we're going to spend some time on the ground. And this time I would, if you have a really sturdy, stiff bed, it could work, but I would say couches might not work for this one because we are going to be getting into a baby inversion, a dolphin pose. So if you know that having your head below your heart is like a no-no move for you, you have POTS, you have vertigo, heart condition, whatever it is, this might not be the follow-along flow for you. That's bad news. Good news, I have many other ones. Do something else. That's okay, right? It's fine. What you might need, nice sturdy floor, maybe bed. Cushions, blocks are always helpful, okay? So let's get started. Let's get into a comfortable sitting position, whatever that looks like for you. For me, it's gonna be cross-legged and always sitting on a block. That always feels good for me. So we wanna start off with just coming home to our bodies. Let the shoulders come down. Don't let them be earrings. Relax your jaw. Look at something straight ahead. Find something to stare at, and we'll take a couple of ocean breaths. If you've never done this before, then try this first. Breathing in through the nose, out through your mouth like you're fogging a mirror. Again. Now keep that same motion with lips sealed. You've done it. Keep going. That's our ocean breath. Try to keep that breath throughout the practice. We'll do a couple more. In and out. In and out. Let's get into the shoulders. Nice and slow. Big, ugly, obnoxious shoulder circles with the breath. Switch directions. One more. Nice. Let's get into the neck. Maybe we go side to side, ear to shoulder. Maybe we do full circles. Whatever feels good in the moment. You can pause and hang out in one spot. Just trying to loosen up that neck. If you're doing circles, switch directions. If you're doing ear to shoulder, maybe add a little rotation at the end of it, optional. Your next inhale, come back up. Shrug your shoulders up, maybe reach up if it feels good. And exhale, relax. All right, let's get into some twist. If twisting is not your testimony, repeat the circles, okay? We're gonna breathe in, maybe shrug shoulders up, maybe lift up, and twist to the left, whatever that looks like for you, because you might be in a different sitting position than me. We're gonna hang out. Next inhale, come back up, shoulders shrug. Words is hard. Shrug the shoulders, maybe lift the arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. Hanging out here for a sec. Next inhale, shrug the shoulders, maybe lift the arms up. And if possible, exhale, forward fold a little bit. You don't have to totally collapse. I'm gonna rest on my hands. We'll hang out for a hot second. Next inhale, come back up. You can still have your legs in whatever position. We're gonna do a seated cat and cow. Hands could be floor, lap, hips, chest, up, moving with it. Don't care. Alrighty, ready? Inhale. Slowly roll and arch that back. Maybe you look up. Exhale, slowly curl. Maybe you bring your chin to chest. Two more. One more. In. Open up. Out. Curl, close it in. All right, inhale, straighten out, get your wiggles out. Let's get into the hands for a bit before we put our wrists down, okay? So let's keep our palms down. Make a fist. Squeeze, relax. Again, make a fist. Squeeze, relax. Again, make a fist. Squeeze. This time do some circles, trying to keep your palm down only if possible. Switch directions. Sensational. Now we're going to do palm up. You can rest your arms for this, by the way. You don't have to hold them up like me. We're going to curl the fingers in, so we're not making a fist the same way. And then relax. So curl the fingers in. Relax. One more. Curl the fingers in. Hold that curl. Relax. Go back to your fist. Let's do circles, trying to keep the wrist up. Switch directions. Sensational. All right, now I'd like to ask everyone to get into like a long sit. If you need something under your bottom for comfort, under your knees, go for it. We're going to inhale, get nice and tall. Exhale, lean back a little bit onto your, what are these? Hands. Fingers are pointed forward. Inhale, let's lift the right leg up straight or slide it. Exhale, lower it down. Again, lift straight up or slide it. Lower it down. Last one, lift up or slide it. And now instead of returning, lay it down. And we're kind of in a half forward fold, head to knee position. Now we're not stretching out like passively. I want there to be action. So the straight leg, squeeze it, push into the floor. Maybe your foot even lifts off the ground. The bent leg, bent knee, as bent as you'd like. It doesn't have to be way up. Push it down towards the ground. We're going to do that for a breath. Everything is pushing. Nice. Breathing in. Exhale, reset. Get your wiggles out. Let's do that sequence on the left side. So remember, we lift or we slide. Breathing in, get tall. Lift. Return. That's one. Lift or slide. Return. Last one. Lift. Don't return. Bend the knee. Let it fall out. Really push don't let yourself sink back here if you can, as much as you can. Chest up to the ceiling. Now the right leg is having a turn at being straight and squeezed. Push down to the ground. The left leg's gonna push, try to get the knee on the floor. Maybe your knee's on the floor, cool. So fight the floor then. Push down on the floor. We're gonna do it for a breath. Nice, next inhale, get taller. Exhale, reset. Peel those wrists off, shake it out. Whatever you need to do for a quick second. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Alrighty, let's go to hands and knees. So whatever you need to make that comfortable. If you need some cushion or you need to roll up the mat a little bit for your knees, go for it. You don't necessarily have to be on your hands. It would be great because I do want to warm up to our Dolphin Pose where we're going to come down on forearms. But if flat hands is too much, you could take a yoga block and you could kind of let your arm hang off the edge if that feels a little better, to let your fingers curl. Or you could do it short side and kind of do it that way. So then you're bearing weight like this instead of flat like this. You could play around with that. Or you could do elbows down. Okay? So wherever you are, we are going to breathe in. Exhale, push yourself away. Inhale, drop. Exhale, push yourself away. Inhale, drop. Exhale, push yourself away. One more. Inhale, drop. Exhale, push yourself away. Nice. We're going to add some reaching with this, optional. So we're going to inhale, reach forward, out to the side, come back, lower down. Okay, if you know that's going to be too much for you, go ahead and repeat these. Knock them out. Okay, let's breathe in. Let's do right arm reaches forward, side, forward, down. Left side, breathing in. Left side forward, out, forward, down. Alrighty, again, your hands can be in any position. I'm going to switch mine. You don't have to be married to one. Now, if you felt pretty good about your reach, I want you to add the opposite leg. So that could look like a kickback or a lift up. Whatever you think. Okay, so we're breathing in, locked and loaded. Forward, arm out, arm forward, drop it down. Breathing in, left arm, forward, out, forward, drop it down. Breathe in and out. Let's do a couple cat and cows here. Nicely done. Breathe in, come up tall, stand on your knees for me. Maybe shrug your shoulders, maybe lift your arm up, inhale. Exhale, let's do right leg forward. So if you gotta come down and hip, do that. That's fine. If you can't quite balance here and you need to hang on, do that. That's fine. All right, so we're now like a half nail position. Lock and load at your core here. Don't let yourself dump into like a super serious arch. Lock and load here. Breathe in, squeeze that, and then maybe you lean forward if it's comfortable. Maybe your arms reach forward for our low crescent lunge. Maybe you're all the way down because you know you're comfortable there. I don't care. Whatever you want. Another breath. In and out. Nice. Let's shoot the hip back. I'm going to use my blocks for half split. And maybe you scoot the leg forward. Maybe you have a bend. Maybe you're up taller because that's a big stretch for you. That's okay. So we're hanging out. This is not a passive stretch. I'm pushing away. I'm locked and loaded in my core. I'm squeezing my leg straight. Let's do a breath in and out. Nice. Let's get back to that tall kneel, however you do it. Let's breathe in. Maybe we reach back. Maybe we reach up. Exhale, left leg forward, however it gets forward. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, lock and load here. Optional, diving down into the low crescent lunge. Optional arms. Maybe even an optional twist, even though we didn't do the other side. We'll live. Let's breathe in and out. On your next inhale, push the hips back. Exhale, left leg forward. We are active. Squeeze that leg straight. Push down to the ground. Push those arms. Lock and load it at the core. One breath in and out. Next inhale, get back up to tall kneeling, however you do. We're gonna exhale, elbows down to the ground. Ka-chow. Now, if this already feels pretty intense for you, then you're gonna hang out. This is a good starting point for your dolphin pose. If you feel like you can handle a little bit more, make sure, number one, you're not sinking down and that you can lift your head up. If you can accomplish that and you don't feel like the world is ending, separately from the world actually feeling like it's ending, then you are ready to tuck the toes and lift the leg up for dolphin. Now, if you feel that Tucking the toes is just a lot. Get your knees higher instead of having to use your foot to get your knees higher, right? So you can do a bunch of blocks, bolster, and you can baby up yourself, step yourself up that way, not baby. So pick your options. Either way, we're all on our forearm right now. We're testing it out. We're feeling it out. We're going to breathe in, and we're going to exhale. Optional, lift up higher or lift your knees up higher. I want you to look kind of between your hands, push against the floor, and see if you can give me 2 breaths in this dolphin. In and out. In and out. Next inhale. Get yourself ready to exhale. Slowly lower down. If your toes are tucked, go ahead and untuck them. Push your hips back to child's pose. You can go out wide. You notice I'm still keeping my knees on the bolster because that just feels good to me right now. You can stuff anything anywhere. Keep your mind on the gutter. And when it comes to yoga, to get yourself comfy and cozy, we're going to hang out in this child's pose for a hot second. Let's give it 2 breaths. Hopefully you found the perfect spot for the child's pose. Maybe your forehead's even touching the ground. Maybe it's not. And that's okay too. 1 more breath. If it feels comfortable, on your next inhale, slide that right arm towards you. And then exhale, slide it, thread it through under your left armpit. A little twist. Maybe you turn your head, maybe you don't. Let's do 2 breaths. 1 more. Inhale, reset. Exhale, if it feels good, left arm threads through. If you are feeling like the deep knee bend, I'm over it, you can come back to hands and knees and do a twist from hands and knees instead. You don't have to stay in this child's pose to do it. 1 more breath. In and out. Sensational. If you do have stuff, go ahead and move it out of the way. So whether your hands and knees are child's pose, we're going to breathe in and roll to our bellies. Ka-chow. Hands by chest level, elbows down. And then we're going to exhale, peel up for a baby cobra. Next exhale, lower down. Let's try that again in case I caught you by surprise and you need a do-over. Breathing in. Exhale, push yourself up. Tuck your belly button in towards the spine. Tuck your chin in. Maybe look forward or look straight down. That's fine too. Next exhale, lower down. We'll take a breath for a second. Maybe you turn your head to the right and get a little stretch in your neck. Maybe you turn your head the opposite way. Yes, I said the wrong direction, but that's okay. At your own pace, let's roll over onto our backs. You can either windshield wipe the legs super fast or super slow, or go for happy baby, whether you grab the knees, behind the thighs, or at the foot. Maybe you rock side to side in your happy baby, maybe you don't. Either way, we're going to take a couple moments to kind of loosen up the hips and the low back. If you were doing the happy baby, bring those legs down. If you're doing your windshield wipers, let's go knees up to the ceiling, reset. Nicely done. Let's all bend the knees and open them up. We'll take a second in some butterfly here. Opening up the groin. Maybe you open up your arms into a cactus arms. If you're super tight, that will be a pec stretch. If you want more of a pec stretch, put a bolster or a block right across a straight line on your back, armpit to armpit. And you can cactus arm or straight arm it. Whether you're doing this with the butterfly pose we're already doing or not is up to you. If it's too intense to do both at the same time, then pick one. We're going to hang out for 2 more breaths. All right, you got about 10 seconds to wiggle out here before we go. Oh, excuse me. That always happens to me at the end of the yoga class, asana moment. A nice yawn, which I think is a good thing. All right, big stretch and wiggle out. And then we're going to go for Savasana, which means straight legs, or you can keep the butterfly if you want, or you can put your legs up on something. You could scoot to the wall or a chair. If you feel pretty good with that pec stretch, that big opening feeling, you can leave that here for your Savasana. Up to you. As long as you're comfy and cozy and at this time able to let go of every bit of muscle action you have in your body, I'm all for it. We're just going to take a couple minutes here to just clock out of our shift. We're not thinking about the next thing, just maybe run a body scan. Maybe picture yourself in a nice meadow looking at the clouds passing by. Maybe your eyes are open or closed, whatever. Okay, maybe you start wiggling the head or your fingers or your leg. Maybe you reach up and take a long stretch. Maybe you circle out something, your foot, your wrist. Maybe you stay laying down while I get up. Up to you. You don't actually have to get up. You can just let this video play out. Well, that was our little moment to work on some shoulders. And maybe those inversions. Dolphin pose is a great pose to start with if you are new to having your head below your heart. Bridge pose is also a good one, or some people call it wheel. Either way, take your time getting out of this. Drink your water. Give yourself the time and space to ease out of this practice. Thanks for joining me. If you like this, hit that thumbs up. If you have any specific concerns, questions, or comments, that's what the comment section is for. I'm always open. And I'll see you on the next one. Love you, bye.